Hey dudes and chicks, and neither of those rules don't apply to you. Welcome to Makeup for Last Time. My name is Katie. Today, I'm going to be popping this palette's cherry. It's the Sashimi City palette by Kaleidos. The color story looks like this. I'm not necessarily doing a pop this palette's cherry. When I first started my channel, I started a thing of videos I was going to call What Would a Square Wear? And I was going to do because I had all these things that I had to go talk before legislature and do these speeches and stuff like that. And so I was going to film them and do my neutral looks, and I was going to call it What Would a Square Wear? But then I never could pull off a neutral look, which I didn't actually pull off a neutral look today. However, I was going to do this as a What Would a Square Wear? But then it just ended up being me running my neck the whole time. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, or watch me run my neck, or if you just like to watch, then hang out. Okay guys, so I'm already primed with my P. Louise primer in Rumor 02, and basically I have about an hour and a half until I have to go to a Zoom parent-teacher conference meeting and pretend like I'm a really good parent. My good friend Christine sent me the Sashimi City palette, and since I've been actually sitting on all of these palettes for a very long time, a ton of fucking palettes. I mean, I've been balls deep in life, right? So I've just been trying to get my head above water. I graduated last Friday, and now it's clean up all the residual wreck of the last, I don't know. It seems like everything started to really pile up the last 8 weeks of school, 2 or 3 months. I'm gonna go in with the color Salmon Skyline, and I'm just gonna do a look that's not like what I normally do. I'm gonna go in with my VoldeMorphe JH33, and I'm just gonna start using this in my crease rather than a bold color like I normally would do. I'm still gonna go all the way to the inner corner with this because this is pretty pigmented. It looks pretty good, but this is gonna be a very neutral, toned down look for me. That doesn't mean it's not gonna be pretty. I have one palette that I very much enjoy, and it's kind of the same way, where it's these light, airy colors. So I'm kind of thinking that that's what this is gonna do, and I'm just gonna go with it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to trick them into believing I'm a good mom. I have so many fucking Halloween palettes that I'm gonna be doing Halloween and Christmas, Halloween for New Year's. Shake it out, girl. I know for a fact that, I don't know for a fact, but I can almost guarantee that no Thanksgiving, no holiday releases are going to come out that are really going to appeal to me. And I'm here to tell you right now, almost every Halloween collection or release appealed to me. In fact, I think I might do a video on the Halloween purchases that I wasn't able to make because it just so happens that this last, I don't know. I think that basically you guys have heard of the reaping and sowing, the law of reaping and sowing. So basically, usually the things that you're working on right now aren't happening right now. You're working on things right now, and the payoff for those things isn't going to come until later. I believe that law is going to be ring true for quarantine, because basically we were all in quarantine, and I was just fine while we were in quarantine, and really for almost all of the way through school, it was like I say, that 8 weeks of quarantine is really where things started to get a little bit more difficult for me, and I feel like if it wouldn't have been for quarantine, I would have been done 2 months earlier, and so everything wouldn't have been in a decline. But because I had to go into quarantine for 2 months, I spent the last 2 months of school really scraping and struggling and shit. That's the reaping and sowing, the law of reaping and sowing. And so and that works both ways. You can reap and sow. I'm gonna go in with my Zoeva 228, and I'm gonna use the color Gourmet to blend that out and take it up to the brow bone. Since I graduated, I've just been like playing cleanup, trying to get my head above water, working on my car, trying to get my house clean. I finally surrendered to those fucking dishes. I was like, wave the white flag to those motherfuckers. I finally got some of my dishes done. They're almost all the way done. I know you're thinking, how many dishes did she fucking have? Well, I don't even own that many dishes, but they had been there for a very long time. So I think this looks really pretty, and I think it actually reminds me a lot of this palette that I was talking about that I love so much. It's the Fairy Frolic palette. I was surprisingly pleased with my look from that. So I didn't know what sashimi it was, so I Googled it probably like, I got this palette quite a while ago. I Googled it, and it actually is like it's like sliced raw fish. I'm sure most of you guys fucking know this. I'm like not that worldly, okay? We don't eat sashimi sushi in prison. Just kidding. I'm not that fucking hard. But like, you know what I mean? Like there's just a lot of things about like the world and stuff that I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I do know. Sashimi is a sliced raw fish like shrimp or salmon, and so these colors are supposed to look like, I'm assuming it's supposed to remind you of like sushi that has like raw fish on it. So they nailed it. It's keeping its promise. And also, I won't look so crazy when I Zoom my daughter's teacher, because this will be the first time I've ever met her, because I was in school and basically drowning there at the end. And so I was always pretty worried about her parent-teacher conference. And, you know, everybody doesn't agree with me, but my daughter, she got 3 A's and a C. And so the first thing she's been telling everybody is that she got a C. And I'm like, you know what? But what else did you get? You got an A. Because I'm here to tell you right now, grades are lies. Grades are a system that people have come up with to make us strive for something that may or may not be that fucking important to us. I want her to do well in school, but a C is well enough. Being someone who graduated from school and graduated from college and graduated from a vocational school, you want to know how many people have asked me what grades I got? Fucking 0. Passing is passing, and that's it. As long as you pass. And I'll tell you, the reason why it's important that you pass is because you carry that shit around if you fail. So a failure is only a failure if it stays permanent, right? But all successes are like rooted in failure, like a series of failures, right? So like you can get bad grades, but you still have to like complete. Because when you don't complete things, that's when you have skeletons in your closet. Unfinished fucking business. And it calls to you and it affects the way that you see yourself in this world. And so now that you guys have my worldly view on grades, and that's how everybody unsubscribed to my channel. So I love this. I'm going to go back in with that salmon skyline. I'm just going to continue to like build this up. I'm not going to go too crazy with it just because this is a really light palette. And honestly, I could give it some dimension, but then it would look just like every other look on the planet. And so I'm kind of trying to do something that looks a little bit different. So I might give it a little bit of dimension, but I fucking might not. I'm just going for something, you know, a little bit different than what I normally do, a little bit different than what you normally see. And I think staying light and airy with this is going to be that thing. I mean, I feel like I could really get away with that and it would look really fucking pretty. I don't think I'm going to touch it. I don't think I'm going to put any brown in the corner. I could. It would look good. I don't want to do it though and then regret it. What do I do? What do I do? Maybe just a titch. I'm going into Promenade. This is the lighter brown on the end here. And I'm just gonna... I'm not fully committed to this decision. I'm like smiling like a Cheerio. That's all I'm doing. I'm not fucking going anymore. I don't want a brown fucking neutral look. I want a pink, airy, beautiful little. It's been so long since I filmed, I forgot what to do with my face. I'm like... It's good to be back though. Oh, you know what I wanted to mention is literally there have been so many people who have reached out to me and asked how I was doing, asked if I was okay. And seriously, like that fucking meant so much to me that like people noticed that I've been gone. And honestly, I mean, that wasn't the desired effect, but like, it feels really good to know that there are a lot of people who like noticed I wasn't filming and uploading and that they like reached out to me and they were like, hey bitch, you didn't fucking relapse, did you? No, they weren't like that, but still, it was nice to know that people noticed when I wasn't like able to upload. And I'm going in with my NYX glitter primer on my M421, my VoldeMorphe M421. And I'm just going a little bit above my crease because I'm going in with both of those shimmy shims, shimmy poos. Come here, bitch. And then I saved my favorite brush for this. And it's my Zoeva 234 flat shadow brush. And I'm going to go into the color Pink Ginger. And we'll just fucking see about this. This is more like a topper. I'm going to spray it because I feel like I'm getting fallout all over my face. And then I'm going to go on the other side and I'm going to take the color Penthouse, like the magazine, and I'm going to use that and I'm going to spray it and I'm going to take that. I think I'm going to use my finger on this Pink Ginger because honestly that really did not do what I wanted it to do. There we go. I'm not opposed to it, but I couldn't get it to pick up with the brush. It was just like a little bit of powder there. Do you see the shift? Come here, bitch. I'm going to go like this because I fucked it up a little. And then with the 234 again, I gave it a little dippy poo and I'm just going in and kind of bringing that out. I'm going to go along the lower lid and I'm going to go into Salmon Skyline and I'm actually going to just go. This looks fucking pretty, man. And I'm glad I did not put the brown in. I mean, I did a little, but I'm glad I didn't go all ham with the dimension and shit because this looks super unique, I feel like. I'm going to do the other side really quick. Man, that is a fucking badass color. I'm so glad I did not cover that up with brown. I mean, it would have looked pretty still. I'm not saying it wouldn't. Okay, now I'm going back into Gourmet and I'm going to blend that out. If you guys are curious, I'm wearing Diamond Dasher as my highlighter. I'm just going to tell you guys that right now because I'll forget something for sure. I passed all my exams too. I passed my board exams, both the written and the fucking, I mean, believe me, I've gotten better grades. Lucky for me, grades are lies. I didn't study for either. I looked at my book for about 3 hours before the written, but there was no way I could study for it. So it's cool to know that I could pass that test just from the knowledge that I had in my head without studying. So that's cool. Maybe I know things. Ooh, how come that came out so good? Because my brushy poo was a little wet? Moist. I am pleasantly fucking surprised by this palette. Christine, fucking love you, bitch. There we go. Love this. Yes. You know what? I wasn't going to do this, but I am. I'm going back into Gourmet, and I'm just going to kind of pull this back because I think it'll look fucking pretty. Man, I'm so glad I didn't fucking put any brown in there. It just does something really cool to it. Makes it look super different. I love it. I just love it. I need to put something on my lower lid. I'm going in with my VoldeMorphe JH39 and I'm going to use the color Pink Ginger on my lower lid and give it a little spritzy poo. This is some bullshit. Oh, Did I miss my brush? Come on. Oh, and I did my hair, I just toned it with a pink toner to match my graduation outfit that I got. I wore a pink cap and gown for my graduation ceremony, so I did my hair to match it. So if, I'll put a picture right here of my graduation so that you guys can see what that looked like. It was very great. I used my Sakura, my Violet Voss Sakura palette. Fucking crushed it. And okay, what am I gonna put in my inner corner? Is it Diamond Dasher? Yes, probably so. I guess I'll use my Zoeva 231. It just seems to match. And with my Spectrum A13, I'm gonna put a little bit of that. It looks like this. I'm gonna put a little bit of that on my brow bone. I'm going to go back into the Color Gourmet and I'm just going to bring that yellow down a little bit more. And in case you guys are wondering, what I do with these Kaleidos palettes with this pain in the ass fucking label strip, and this is probably a pain in the ass for you to do as well, but it's better than the pain in the ass of trying to keep it, is I just put a dot of super glue on the corner right here and then I just glue that on there so that I have the names. Because I do like to have the names even if it doesn't even matter. I like to have the names. And I don't like that strip flopping around, and nobody does. Nobody in the entire world of YouTube likes those fucking strips, but I guess that doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to go finish my face and I'll be back when I'm done. So this is the manifesto, the pièce de résistance. I used my... I wish I had some like cool way to be like, boo, like how Beauty Bean used to be like, boo, boo, but it takes too fucking long. Okay, so I used my, what the fuck is this? I used my ColourPop gel liner, cream gel liner in the color Mr. Bing. And on my lips, I used my NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the color Sandstorm. And then I used the Double Glazed Lip Gloss by Be Perfect Cosmetics. It came with the Stacey Marie Love Tahiti palette. So I used that on the inside. And then I went in and I used a little bit more of Shroom, my Black Moon Cosmetics Moonlighter in Shroom, to kind of touch up my highlighter. And then what else? Oh, I used my Ardell eye wigs in, they're the 3D foam ink. So I went to go try out the Wispies, the new Wispies. Alexandra Annette recommended them. They were one of the things that she bought all the time. She said she did a video on products that she reorders all the time. Well, I went and got those and I tried them on and they looked not very good on me. So I went and I tried these ones and I decided to try them on today because I wanted them to look a little more toned down, but I can't wear lashes unless if they're too fucking toned down. I don't want them to look natural. When I put lashes on, at this point, I have worn dramatic lashes for so long that natural looking eyelashes that just give your lashes a little boost just aren't enough for me, right? Junkie, if one is good, two is better. One is too many and 1,000 is never enough. I think that's everything. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell because you can't wait to see what happens next. Hit the like button if you like this look or if you just like my sparkling personality and my boyish charm, and hang out with me in the comments because I fucking love it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. You guys could have been anywhere, but you were here spending your precious, valuable time here with me, and I totally appreciate you. Later.